Welcome all to this channel, and thank you very much for supporting my analysis. I want us to look at the latest INTERPOL. Now, INTERPOL is International Police Criminal Organization with the members of including 195 member countries, and it coordinates with these countries to investigate. It's a collective consortium to investigate crimes against humanity and also issues of corruption. Actually, it was formed in the prefix of the Human Rights Universal Declaration. Now, there has been, for better part of this week, a report on investigation that is being done linking 3 Kenyan firms on a 25 billion syndicate. Now, interestingly, out of the 25, only 5 billion is the one that was wired to Kenya. This is after it emerged that 3 Nigerians wired some 25 billion from Europe, or from Nigeria to Kenya. Now, this has been here with us for some time, and I wanted to watch this video because this video emerged to try to paint more light on what exactly is happening about the issue. So I want us to listen to this video. Then after that, I will do a fact check about this INTERPOL story, and after the fact check, we'll try to look at this story in a political implication of this story as we get towards 2022 general elections. So one thing I can surely tell you is that the INTERPOL investigation story, I've just gone through and I tried to put pieces together. It looks like a movie. It looks like a movie. Heads are rolling and big names are included in it. But first I want you to listen to this, because this was done by a Nigerian, I don't want to say media outlet, but I want to say is just a Nigerian journalist. So I want you to listen to it here.
Interpol is investigating a $12 billion money laundering scheme involving Nigerian and Kenyan businessmen, including former Nigerian Vice President Atiku Abubakar and Kenya's current Vice President, Mr. William Ruto. The money is reported to have been looted from Kenya's numerous development projects. Interpol has also listed Nigerian Alexander Ezenagu, a banker and lecturer in Dubai, as the operation's money laundering advisor, enabling the businessmen to transfer the questionable funds back to Kenya, from where they had been sourced from numerous corruption operations involving Mr. William Ruto and his associates. Kenyan authorities have already frozen $56 million, which has been transferred to Mr. William Ruto by Mr. Ezenagu through 2 banks, and which were traced back from a corruption scheme involving 2 mega dams and a fraudulent Italian company hired by Mr. Ruto to help steal the construction funds worth $2.8 billion for the construction of the Aro and Kimwara dams. The money Interpol has intercepted is also linked to several questionable businesses Mr. Ruto owns. Former Vice President Abubakar are living in the Middle East, where the former Vice President fled to avoid arrest and prosecution for taking part in the corruption against Nigeria. Mr. Ruto has made several trips to visit Mr. Abubakar in Dubai, and it is reported that this is where he was introduced to Mr. Ezenagu, who later married Mr. Ruto's daughter.
If you listen to that, there are many issues that are coming over there, and I want to break it down to try to fact check some few aspects that came out in that story. One is, did Ruto meet Atiku Abubakar? 2 is, who is Atiku Abubakar? He said he's the Vice President of Nigeria. I want to give you an explainer on that gentleman. Then number 3, I'll also try to look at the allegation of whether Ruto is really linked to that syndicate. Now, Atiku Abubakar was a vice president between 1999 to 2007, and he was a vice president to Obasanjo. Now, they won in 1999, then again in 2003. They vied when he was still VP in 1997. In 2007, then he lost. He tried to vie in 2011, lost. 2015, lost. 2019, lost. Then this is the key aspect here. Atiku Abubakar is also seeking a presidential vote in Nigeria, because Nigeria are going to vote next year, 2023. So he's also a presidential aspirant in Nigeria. I find that very interesting. Then there is also, after the 2019 general election in Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar moved to Dubai. And in what, according to that story, he moved because he was facing some allegations, some corruption allegation. Now, I found out this article. I found out this aspect from a public strategist from Nigeria, specialist known as Sam Amadi, and this is what you can see here. Amadi was making a review that Atiku went to Dubai in 2019, and after losing that general election, and later it emerged that he was there to seek a degree. So he was on a study leave in a degree. That information is very important, and I want you just to hold on it there. The second question is, did William Ruto meet Atiku Abubakar? Yes. So in November 2020, I think it was 20th, it was also the time that William Ruto's wife, Rachel Ruto, was celebrating a birthday. Ruto flew to Dubai. Now that journey was a little bit, it was high secrecy, because a previous day Deputy President William Ruto met with Uhuru, and after meeting Uhuru, Uhuru cleared him and he went. So what was happening is there are some civil servants within government that were frustrating his efforts to fly out of the country. Now when he went there, he met Atiku Abubakar, and this is the photo here. Now the gentleman, it is William Ruto, Atiku in the middle. Now the guy on the right is someone who is a political activist from Nigeria, known as Timmy Frank. In this meeting, there is also this other photo that emerged, and this is a photo of William Ruto then meeting that Atiku Abubakar with Mombasa governor aspirant Hassan Omar. So this happened in the year 2020 November. Now the fact is, when he was meeting Atiku in Dubai, Atiku was in Dubai on what is being treated as a study leave, or that he was studying. But this is the catch. So in what capacity did Deputy President meet the former Nigerian VP? Because by that time he was not a civil servant, he was not ambassador representing Nigeria. So one thing you understand there is it was a personal visit between Deputy President and Atiku Abubakar, because at that time he had already left government. Remember, he was a VP between 1999 to 2007. Then this meeting happened in the year 2020. Then the other name that was emerging there is William Ruto's brother and son-in-law, that is Alexander Ezeganagu. Now Alexander Ezeganagu is the person that married June Ruto, a very glamorous wedding that happened in 2021. So that one happened last year, but remember the meeting between them happened last year. So they were actually saying that part of how William Ruto's daughter met with that gentleman was through this deal. I can't substantiate that, but I just wanted to look at what are some of the credentials of this gentleman. Now, Zaganaki is international domestic tax expert and international investment advisory. He has been publishing articles and he has publications in Financial Times, the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, the Paradise Papers, the Tax Notes International, International Tax Review, and more. So he's someone who is a stalwart in matters international investment and tax. Now, I then was trying to dig deep to find out, is William Ruto linked to this deal? That is the question. But I bumped on an article, and I think if you search, you will find an array of articles that have been published. Now, this is what, if you search these are some of the articles that you can find. Then I bumped on this article on Sunday Nation. This was published on 27th. That was saying that 3 farms in Kenya had received 5.6 billion in part of this syndicate. The juicy part of this story is this, this money that has been wired, this money that Interpol intercepted, that was wired to the 3 Kenyan companies, was wired between October 2020 to November 2020. Coincidentally, it is within that time that William Ruto flew to Dubai. And I think, if I'm not wrong, this is part of maybe what the investigating agencies are trying to unravel, because they directly link William Ruto to that, specifically even on that timing. Now, let me tell you why this is worrying. Because 5.6 billion is not small money. IBC is actually estimating that presidential aspirant can spend 4.4 billion. Now, with the extravaganza in campaign, financing, that means a politician can spend 7 billion or even 10 billion. My interest would be, what is the implication of this in Ruto's politics? Because his name is then now becoming prominent. I want us to look at that critically. Kindly, if you're watching this video and you've not yet subscribed, take a second and subscribe. Click the notification bell and also like our video. But then give us your feedback on what do you know about this this Interpol story. What is in your disposal? We just want to also get more truth from some of us. I want to read, I'll be reading mostly on the comment section. Are you within Nairobi and its environs, that is Kitengela, Kiambu, and even putting up a structure, for example, even if you're staying in Lavington, Runda, and you experience frequent blackouts, don't look left. You have amazing solution. I want you to reach out to Instalight Company. They have power backup system solutions with good packages starting, affordable packages starting from 125,000 to then 195,000. The amazing thing about Instalight is that it's the only company that can integrate your water heating system with the solar power. It's without buying another equipment. What this means is there is no extra cost. So this can even help, or this will help minimize the cost of electricity bill. By the way, if you're keen, zile vitu zinakula stima is your heating system. I wanted to talk to Gidiomi here. His number is 0722 818 883. 0722 818 883. Straight. There are 4 reasons why, what is happening around this Interpol and the implication. 1, I think President Uhuru Kenyatta or the Kenyan government is getting worried that if that kind of money is injected into the campaigns, it is likely to tilt the elections of this country. That is the truth. And by the way, part of that 5.6 billion is being intercepted. The question was, it was 25 billion. But what the Kenyan investigators are yet to identify, or the puzzle in this story, is that the 5 billion can be traced to some 3 companies. Where did the other 25? Where did the other 20 go to? That's the question. And of course, it's now seen that it's a web that they are really struggling to unravel. If this can get, and I know that I have always analyzed in this channel, that if there is something the Azimio team are underestimating is the influence of money. And if this kind of a money can be injected into someone's campaigns, then really the government needs to get worried. And someone I was reading, I think the Sam Amadi, the Nigerian political policy strategist, was mentioning that it is very easy for such kind of transactions to be done, sponsor a candidate gets to presidency, then because even Atiku Abubakar is a presidential candidate 2023, in any case they work with Ruto and Ruto becomes president, then they can the money can easily be taken maybe to Tanzania, to Nigeria, if in case there is something like that. But then the Interpol story intensifies the corruption tag, and maybe someone might be trying to pull this. When Raila says, I know where the money is getting lost and I know where the loopholes are, people try to underestimate that statement. But I find that statement very key, very critical, because this is what is happening. So when Ruto, when he's linked to this story and it's been packaged as money laundering. By the way, I think someone who understands money laundering will try to give us a deeper analysis on this. Give us your feedback in the comment section. Then to the general public, this will be understood as just proceeds of corruption, or this will be seen as corruption deals. With such stories sprouting, it's really keen. But then, this is the interest. I don't think the hustlers, or rather William Ruto's supporters, will really buy such a story, or even not buying, even if they can accessing, because such complicated stories can easily be absorbed and coded by the middle class. Both me and you, we are the ones who can understand. But then someone down there might not, someone in the village might not even know what that Interpol is. So for that, it might not be very effective. Then I think someone might also be planning, or might also, I can speculate that maybe Deep State also has a hand in this, to expose Ruto's network as rogue. Yes, because with such an Interpol story is exposing a web of Ruto's contacts with other international players, and with that emerging, it's also emerging that maybe some of the people that are around William Ruto, or Ruto then, is a project of an international web. That could also be playing, and of course it will also influence the poll. But lastly, this is my punchline. For this story to get out, it is bit of a deal gone wrong. And I want to stop it there. I don't know who was right, but it's also perceived as a deal went wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, that's my analysis.